Yummy! I'm in for cow pretzel tonight.
Oh boy, I'm gonna get the mouse! Good afternoon, everybody. It's the media guy again with another Tom and Jerry related movie review. Well, since I did cover Tom and Jerry Spy Quest twice in a row, which was a crossover with Johnny Quest, and a few days ago I covered Tom and Jerry the Fast and the Furry, I figured why not just talk about the 2021 Tom and Jerry live-action animated hybrid movie. And yes, I am aware that it's now 5 years old, so I guess it makes sense to cover this movie for its 5th anniversary. Now, I do remember watching this for the first time like a few years ago. And this was like way before I started my own YouTube channel, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I do remember watching it for the first time, but never actually did a review of it. Like I said, this was before I started my YouTube channel. Now, I assumed if any of you are like hardcore Tom and Jerry fans, I assume you might have seen the 2021 movie at some point, whether you like it, you hate it, or it's a guilty pleasure. But just in case you guys want to know what this is all about, here is the description. Best of enemies, worst of friends. A beloved rivalry and regenerated sorry for the stuttering. A beloved rivalry is renegated when when Jerry moves into New York City's finest hotel on the eve of the wedding of the century, forcing the event's desperate planner to hire Tom to get rid of him. The ensuing cat and mouse battle threatens to destroy her career, the wedding, and possibly the hotel itself. But soon, even bigger problems arises and forces Tom and Jerry to do the unthinkable. Work together and to save the day. So, like I said, it has been a long time since I've seen this movie. So after watching it again for the very first time this year, I actually do find this to be an okay movie. I mean, sure, maybe to most Tom and Jerry fans, it's not like a big masterpiece compared to like other movies that came out over the years. But I find this to be an okay movie. A decent plot with a beginning, middle, and end. funny Tom and Jerry gags here and there. I especially love the character designs of both Tom and Jerry themselves. It kind of blends I think that would usually they are 2D animated characters mixed in with some CGI elements. So I'm guessing they're both 2D and CGI animated characters. So in a nutshell, Chloe Grace Mozart plays a pretend hotel worker to get a job in order to plan a great wedding while dealing with Tom and Jerry's wacky shenanigans along the way. And boy, if you guys saw this movie, you pretty much know how that turned out. Pretty crazy. I mean, there's so many wacky things to expect. Like Tom and Chloe trying to find ways to get Jerry kicked out of the hotel so that the hotel staff doesn't get too freaked out while planning a wedding for a beautiful couple. Julie made a few cameo appearances, mainly in the Dogtown, and during the beginning of the movie and in the opening credits, we actually do see a billboard advertising the recent Joker movie. And guess what? Droopy is actually parodying the Joker in that poster. No, I'm not kidding. He really is. It's true. I do like how when Jerry is relaxing in his own hotel room, he is actually reading a Secret Squirrel comic book. Yes, that is meant to be a reference to the Secret Squirrel animated TV show by Hanna-Barbera. Which makes sense considering how not only Tom, it is interesting that not only William Hanna and Joseph Barbera did work on the Secret Squirrel show, but even worked on a couple of Tom and Jerry shorts during their animated career. You know, before they started their own animation studio to produce Scooby-Doo, Secret Squirrel, the Flintstones, the Jetsons, Yogi Bear, Top Cat, Huckleberry Hound, Atamant, Wally Gator, Frankenstein Jr. and the Impossibles, Goober and the Ghost Chasers, Inside Private Eye, Dynamite Dog Wonder, Jabberjaw, Captain Caveman, Hong Kong Phooey, Dastardly and Mully, Penelope Pitstop, Undercover Elephant, The Fonz and the Happy Days Gang, and more. Now, for Chloe Grace Moretz, I'm sort of familiar with her film career. She was a voice of Nimona in, well, the animated film of the same name. And I have watched certain clips of a certain R-rated superhero comedy spoof movie called, well, Kick Ass. And pardon my language. And as for Ken Jeong, I know that he was the voice of Dynamite Dog Wonder in the movie Scoob. Yep, a movie that I really defend to this day, and I still think it was a misunderstood and underrated movie. And Mike Pena, if I'm saying his name correctly, I think he was Dora's dad in the live-action Dora the Explorer movie, which I haven't watched the movie myself, but I have seen a few clips of that movie, and the Blockbuster Buster doing a review of the movie, just to get an idea of what it's all about. Like I meant, when Chloe was giving Tom and Jerry a pep talk about how they shouldn't ruin the wedding, she actually had to make them agree to be friends, which honestly surprised Tom and Jerry themselves, because it's not gonna be that easy for them to be friends. Although I have a feeling, I'm not sure if that's like a callback to that first animated movie, the Tom and Jerry movie, for example. I think I have it. Because in that one, they were also friends, which is also weird to begin with. Not sure if the 2021 movie seemed to retcon that or not. I'm just saying. I gotta admit, there were times when I had to cover my eyes when things start to go horribly wrong. Like Tom and Jerry causing mayhem at the wedding, along with Spike, and a bunch of other wild animals wrecking the entire joint. And I was like, oh man, I gotta cover my eyes. I can't look, although I want to look. Ooh. You can honestly tell that, man, things are really gonna get crazy. I mean, I guess some of the hotel staff should have realized that holding a wedding at a hotel, which would lead to all sorts of mayhem, might not have been a good idea. Well, thankfully, Chloe came up with a good idea to hold the wedding at a park. Not sure why they didn't do that to begin with, but hey, I guess it was a last-minute idea. And well, better late than never. I do like the idea of having this movie take place around New York City. Which, to be fair, I have no problem with. I can't think of any other Warner Brothers movie that takes place in New York. King of New York, looking for the Queen. Sorry for my awful and cringy New York accent. I and funny enough, throughout most of the movie, they do use some archive footage of Tom screaming. I know that seems a little bit lazy, but I guess it would be kind of hard to replicate Tom's iconic scream. So I guess they just had to use some archive audio of Tom's scream from the 50s. Again, I know that seems like a little. I know it seems like they're being lazy, but you know what? I'm not gonna make a big fuss about it. I can't even remember the last time we heard Tom's iconic scream in anything, to be honest. So, anyways, I know that some people might think it's not a perfect movie, but you know what? I'm not gonna make a big fuss about it. I think this one is kind of a guilty pleasure, in my opinion. Which is not a bad thing when you think about it. I mean, we're all bound to have certain movies that are like good, bad, or both. Heck, I often think that Alice Cooper and Monster Dog is a campy, cheesy horror movie, but still a bundle of fun to watch over and over again. If you're a fan of campy, cheesy horror movies or something. So anyways, I'll give the Tom and Jerry movie 3.5 cheeses out of 5. Might not be a masterpiece of art, but I can still forgive this movie. And I often wonder, since I know that Ken Jeong was involved in this movie and the movie Scoob, I'm just wondering if both films were made back to back, considering how the Tom and Jerry the movie and the movie Scoob came out a year apart from each other. Okay, maybe like a few months apart from each other or something. I don't know. Maybe a year and a few months from each other or something. Okay, I'm probably spitballing here. So what do you guys think about this movie? Do you guys think it's good, bad, or just a guilty pleasure movie? I mean, you guys can always let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Like I admit, this is a nice way to celebrate the film's 5th anniversary, which I didn't even know it was 5 years old until somebody else in one of my community posts brought it up before. Better late than never if you know what I mean.